Back to school savings are officially in session at Tanger Outlets. Shop tax-free August 2nd through 6th and save up to 70% off the latest school styles. The best of apparel, footwear, accessories, and more. Save at Nike Factory Store, American Eagle, Gap Outlet, Crocs, Under Armour, Banana Republic Factory, and hundreds more. There's always something happening. Discover the latest fun and events all season long. Tanger Outlets, your savings destination.
It's gonna be one of those nights, huh?
Yeah,
I'm back, baby. After my brief hiatus, I'm back. But you know what? I can't take any more time off because I left. The world's gone to shit since I've been gone. Holy,
you gonna be honest with
boys.
everybody? You gonna tell everybody you left to get hair plugs, or are you still playing up
Yeah.
this fucking sympathy act?
Yes, I went to Turkey, and as you see, I got the sides of my mustache filled in.
Looks good.
Yeah. Much richer, much fuller.
I use some of the hair from the top of my butt crack to fill in the sides of my mouth.
It works.
Very lush.
Yeah. It looked, The doctor says it's never been done before, but he took one look and he's like,
what the fuck? Huh? We will try, okay? No
That's
big
what he
deal,
said,
huh?
yeah.
What do you want? Do you want ass hair? What do you want, huh? Baby hair? What do you want?
He's like, you got no hair anywhere else for this. So.
The LBP, the lower back patch. Pull from that. Right?
Yeah. He's like, I don't want to touch the angel wings. They're too perfect. No, but there's boys. I remember how we've always talked about there's golden opportunities in our world of fucking conspiracy and weird and stuff. You know, we missed the boat with flat Earth, right? Remember that? We're like, yeah,
Did we?
Could have been the flat Earth guys, right? Jumped on the Earth's flat, raked in all the money.
I mean, by the time we talked about it, everybody knew it was true. So it was like that we missed the boat, right?
We missed the boat.
Yeah.
Then we missed the boat with, COVID. We got the jab. We should have started. Your jabs it's Satan himself.
Yeah, we would have got canceled
Right?
way sooner. It would have been perfect.
Way sooner. But we would have been on some like back alley channels.
I guess
right?
we missed QAnon too, kind of.
We missed
But
QAnon.
we would have been Rumble stars.
Yeah.
Right?
So we've missed. I'm just saying.
We could have our own social. We could have our own social media network by now.
Yeah. Well, dude. Well, I'm getting to that because the universe opens doors, and right now there's a huge gap, and that is for a left-wing Alex Jones. Right?
Yeah.
Like the left needs an Alex Jones at this point.
So far,
right? They're making the frog straight.
It's Dan,
Right?
though. It has to be Dan. Dan's the only guy that's been like hard left this entire time.
Left wing Alex Jones. Dan, if we leaned into this, could you be the left wing Alex Jones?
A left wing Alex Jones. I mean,
yeah.
I guess. I mean, I could pick up a broadsword and hack a drone into. Like, I could do that.
No.
I'm
But
pretty sure.
it's left wing though. We don't want violence. You gotta bang it.
You got
have to
to
have
be like
sex with
bizarro Alex Jones, right?
Bizarro
Everybody needs
Alex
his
Jones.
You gotta make
Oh,
love
the
to this
opposite.
girl.
They're making baby pigs, Joe. They're praying the gay away.
They're making pigs straight, Joe.
Yeah. I like it. The first thing, the debate happened. That was a fucking mess when I was gone. Absolutely.
One guy's
and listen,
can't complete sentences. The other guy's fucking rambling. Like
it was bad on both camps.
100%.
Bad on both sides. I would say it was worse for Joe Biden just because you're like,
because he can't talk.
You're watching him and you were like, this doesn't look good. And then
it's not only did it not look good, you just felt bad. It's like you're watching this man who should be enjoying retirement at Boca Vista, like, and instead they're making him grandstand and present his fucking cognitive decline in front of everyone. Like this poor gentleman suffering from some sort of dementia. Right. And it's like they're making him.
And that's a feeling I got.
Like, dance, monkey.
Outsider, I was like,
and you're like, this poor guy is
suffering from. It's like, well, you just have to sit there and just like, you have to withstand the tidal wave of shit that is coming out of somebody else's mouth and just sit there and take it, essentially. And it's like, nobody should have to deal with that. Nobody. Like you should be able to leave the room. Normally when you're, your crazy uncle who's, got some kind of dementia is like spouting off crazy weird shit. And you're just like, you know what? I'm going to go up. I'm going to go get another beer outside, and you can leave the room. This one, no, you're trapped inside.
But if that's the case, like if this guy's going on these crazy rants, that should be a fucking layup for you, right? And it should have been for Biden, but Biden couldn't put together coherent fucking sentences, let alone.
Well, it's the fact that they said that they sold this whole debate on being like, yeah, we're going to put mute mics on when they're going to, we're going to mute the debaters whenever, whoever's not talking, whatever. And it's like, they didn't even use them.
So we got to take this up with the master debater.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you're saying. As the guy that runs
my
the
favorite.
debate.
I was watching like a CNN stream, and listen, we don't talk about politics very much, but the political world's been insane this last 2 weeks that we can't not address it. I was watching the CNN stream of the debates, and it cuts to like the CNN panel, and there was an audible, like everyone was like, fuck.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
So that was, so there's obviously been calls for Joe Biden to step down, step aside. He's not fit. Then the fucking most insane thing in our lifetime that I never thought we would see. Trump's at a fucking rally and fucking shots ring off, assassination. I got a message. I just saw a thing in our group chat. Someone's like, they shot Trump. I was like, what? Like sitting outside. I was like, looking at it. I was like, this is the most insane thing I've ever seen. He gets up. He's fight. I was like, am I American now? Am I Republican?
It hit me. I got my ear patched up. I'm ready. All right.
That's the new sign.
All right. This is the new Nelly Band-Aid.
They were wearing it at the RNC. There were those.
Were they really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like the Nelly Band-Aid.
Oh, my God. That's so embarrassing.
There you go.
Jesus. This is one of the craziest things, just like all the information coming out of that. You have this 20-year-old kid who the internet has coined this. They've given him the best name ever. Did you guys hear what people have been calling him online? Retardy Oswald.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that hurts me. That's so fucking golden.
I was when I first read that, I fucking died a little inside. I was like, "Oh my God,
dude!"
But
come on,
it's insane. 150 meters.
This kid is a part of fucking whatever COINTELPRO, fucking MK. They took a fucking yearbook and they're like, which kid looks like the biggest mouth breathing fucking anime nerd that we can find? That one.
No,
that's
they look at like we need to bring into the fold the kid with the eyes who are the closest together.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. I've seen a lot because it was like 150 meters.
Kid in this grad class looks the most likely to shoot up a school? That one. That's who they fucking picked.
He does fit that mold. Yeah, but it was interesting because it was like I've seen things. The shots he shot 3 shots from a rooftop 150 meters away. That's not a bad, like that's not a far distance.
Iron
but from
sights,
my understanding,
though, right?
he was shooting iron sights with just a red dot.
But he was using a rangefinder prior.
It doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. You can't see shit, dude.
You want to know what doesn't matter though?
He's with his eyes, he's looking at the same.
Well, here's the thing. Not only with those eyes, but at the same fact that you're trying to assassinate a man. This is a man, Teflon Don. This is a man that raw dogged a solar eclipse. And you think you're going to take him out with a fucking rifle? Like, come on.
Wait, did he squint it?
Buddy, he's fucking just raw dogged the solar eclipse. And from all records, the fucking sun is now blind. Not Donald Trump. Okay? Like, there's nothing you can do this way.
So it comes out like the things that have been coming out interesting. It's like, how was that building not secured? It's 150 meters away. Shooter gets 3 shots off before the counter snipers take him down. Now it's coming out like the building he was on the local police department was supposed to be like, that was the kind of their jurisdiction to cover that building. And they were supposed to have snipers on the roof. Yeah, and WorkSafe was like, hey, look at that 30-degree slope on that roof. You boys aren't going up there. Where's your fall, bro?
I understand that your job is to be a human shield and to take bullets for other people, but this is too steep for you. We can't have you up there.
So the security was foiled by this kid coming with a 5-foot ladder. And I'm like, he must have scoped it out beforehand to be like, this is...
No, they said he had a drone. Flew over the drone, yeah.
Yeah.
Did some drone recon prior to the rally or whatever.
But I mean, like, to just go and be like, hopefully this building 150 meters away, the perfect building to take a shot, isn't like, there's going to be no one on this roof. And I, like, from what I've read and stuff, is that caused confusion because some counter snipers had picked him up earlier and were like, is that the police? we have no idea what's going on here.
Something they had,
that's a negative. This guy could have never passed the physical.
What was it? They said that
he's got computer arms.
They were also contending with something else. Like, they were having some other security problem, which I'm sure there's tons of at these rallies, because you're just like the number of people there of very divergent views on like personal safety.
There to celebrate some MAGA, man.
Yeah. So it's like they had some other thing that they were dealing with, and then they were getting in calls about, like, young man climbing up on top of a building, and they're just getting a whole bunch of stuff in there, and they just like didn't get to it until
that's nuts happened. Though. Like, you have reports of a young man climbing building. How does not like everything stop?
Well, and there's videos, like, and this is a crazy one for me because we live in a time where everyone has a cell phone camera. There's at some point there's cell phone footage where you see people pointing this guy out.
Yeah, you watch the interview with the ginger Guy Fieri being like, I was yelling to the police, being like, I see this guy. There's a guy on the roof. He's got a gun. And
they're like, I don't know. He's on the roof. It's too dangerous up there. He's gonna fall.
Yeah,
he's gonna slide off. No one can stand up there. It was wild because just after, like, how many times we've kind of fucking dug into assassinations and shady CIA stuff, to see something play out like this, there was just so many fucking weird coincidences and like unbelievable lineup of incompetence for this to happen, that you were like, for me, it was like, I was like, I'm feeling like we're watching a fucking patsy get hit who is supposed to take out the presidential nominee. And no questions asked. Like, this kid, they're like, everything, we can't access his phone. He's got no internet history, really. We know nothing about him, just what his friends said. I'm like, a 20-year-old kid? Nothing? I was like, what is going on here? This is wild. I was like, the NSA is fucking tapped into everyone's phone all the time. You're telling me that Apple's not, or fucking Google's not going to just unlock this phone?
There's no way.
I thought I saw a comment that they're like, it contained most of the stuff that a 20-year-old kid would have in there. And I was like, oh, porn.
Anime. Yeah, anime.
Tons of porn.
Yeah.
Tons of porn. And you're just like, what else would you put on there? I mean, they had like his Discord chats and stuff. I think they said they had some of that and some of the stuff they said, but I don't know. It's like, but building. I think they're still investigating. The FBI, I think, is still investigating like the whole entire thing. I know they pulled up his school stuff, and there's some comments about like his schooling, his growing up, and all that.
Yeah, he went to school at fucking Black Rock Academy, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, that's another crazy thing. He's in that Black Rock commercial, and then a Black Rock subsidiary, it owns the building that he was on top of. It's fucking weird. One of the craziest things is that weird holding company, $12 million worth of shorts of the Donald J. Trump stock the day before. That's. I mean.
I feel like the way that most of his rallies go and his speeches are just garbage. It would just you would imagine.
That's a big short.
Listen, Hulk Hogan doesn't fucking make appearances at garbage rallies, so I don't think that's
okay.
All right,
the second talk about that. I watched a little of the Republican National Convention, and I was just like, I'm seriously sitting here, and this thing happened. Let's not blow past the ear thing. He gets his ear shot. he goes down. He's okay. He does the fight. We don't see him.
Unreal.
Now, dude, the craziest thing for someone like me and Andrew, we're not American, so we're kind of like outside observers. Dude, on a dime, there was a fucking cultural shift in the paradigm, and now like left wing media is like, this is a fucking setup, it's staged, fake news.
If you were like it literally sounds like fucking the right wing. Like, it's crazy.
I was like, it sounds like a flip from a year ago. I was like, this is the most insane thing I've ever been witnessed from the outside.
That's been like, we've got the right wing now are the people who are like campaigning for war in Ukraine and like, let's go. Let's like, when in what world has the left wing ever campaigned for war? Like, things are changing. It's bizarre.
It was a weird dynamic shift. That's what I'm saying. It's like, we could jump on and be like, this is all a stage CGI. I haven't seen the ear. Show us the ear, Don.
Why is it covered up, Don?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Undo that bandage. I've heard things that he didn't even get hit by a bullet.
No,
it was glass. He got hit by the glass.
Fucking exploded.
Yeah. Well, listen to this. You want to get into it? Motherfucker's in the WWE Hall of Fame.
He is. He knows how to bleed. Right? He cut himself.
He knows. Yep. He gets down there, right? Couple of little blades. There wasn't a lot of blood. Like, let's be realistic. If I'm just saying, Andrew, you can let me know more. But if my ears are a little too tight. I feel like if I got that little bit clipped, you're probably catching a little.
Not a supervascular area to begin with. The only issue is the fact that there is not a vasospasm mechanism in that area, so it doesn't self-clot very well. But there isn't a lot of vasculature there, so there's not going to be. So it's
not a real vascular area.
Vascular, yeah.
So what about the White House doctor coming out and saying there was a lot of blood because the ear is super vascular?
Well, it's not a ton of blood. It's that you wouldn't like compared to like if you got a cut on your scalp where it would just fucking pour blood.
We're in such a weird state of society now where people just fake everything that there's like statements and stuff that look so real to me that I don't even know what to believe anymore. I read one where Donald Trump's like, the doctors say I have the best at regrowing ears and everyone's saying that I have the best ears. And I'm like, is this real? I don't know anymore. That's how crazy everything is. But you know, he he's in the WWE Hall of Fame. So when people are like, oh, he wouldn't do that, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what anyone would do anymore. This world is fucking crazy,
it's
man.
Entertaining, though.
Oh, it's super entertaining. It's the best. I've been like, he's just, your
conservative representative is like getting shot at and having Hulk Hogan come out and everybody's rallying behind him being like, this guy's bulletproof. We got to vote for him. Our conservative representative wears blue jeans and everybody's like, this guy might be the guy. Seems like a solid earth kind of guy. Seems like the kind of guy we got to vote for. Right? Like, come on.
Right? And you get to the Republican National Convention, you fucking Amber Rose. You have the
Amber Rose. What?
Yeah, she spoke.
She influencer, and she. I forgot what they introduced her as.
What the fuck is Amber Rose? Like, what is it? What's the relevance?
I don't know. She has $2 million. I think they're really going after the youth vote. So she has like 2 million followers. So they're just like anyone cool that people follow. They're trying to get. But listen, I was on the fence until I saw my childhood idol Hulk Hogan get up there and tell me that. Trumpomania is about to run wild and rip the shirt. I felt a sense of pride in me. I've never felt the American pride until that time. I was like, this is what being a real American is all about. He came out to I'm a real American.
Yeah,
I was like,
fired up.
I was like, sign me up. Where do I say immigration? Please get me down there. I want to be in Hogan's America. Yeah.
Well, then you'll be once he wins, then you'll be immediately deported.
Yes. Oh, it's fucking President Camacho, man.
Let's go. Dude, it's we're living that movie, that Mike Judd Idiocracy. Yeah, we're living in it right now, man. It's like insane.
Documentary.
Do you think there's going to be, like, Dan, serious question, as, like, I know me and Braden get to fucking kind of laugh and everything, but this is your life. This is real to you. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of this on the liberal and the conservative side. So I'm not calling fucking one side worse than the other. Mm-hmm. But like, do you think there's going to be a crackdown? Like, so like this entire time, like from what I've read, and this is just online articles, everything, like, I don't know how many times I've read Trump being called fucking Nazi and all that stuff. And so you get all these heavy handed words and like this demonization. It's like, this guy's a fucking Nazi. He's a piece of shit. He's the worst thing for America. Nothing's worse, and these people hear this, and these people are completely indoctrinated and like, I'm as fucking left wing as it comes. It's how I identify. And so in my brain, I'm like, I can understand. Like, if this guy is fucking, this poor kid, this 20-year-old fucking nerd is convinced that Trump is the Antichrist, he's the next Hitler, he's a piece of shit, he's doing the world a favor by fucking snuffing him out. That's what's in this kid's. Do you think there's going to be a crackdown on that type of shit? Like, no, you can't call this fucking man a Nazi. Like, that's ridiculous. Well, is he a piece of shit? Maybe. He's not a fucking Nazi. Like, like,
do you get where we're in a weird time? Yeah, we're in a weird time though, where it's like there's rhetoric from the right too, because like when Trump says,
I watched Trump call Biden a Palestinian like it was a bad thing.
Yeah, and then he goes,
which is pretty fucked up.
And he goes, "There's going to be, if I lose, there's going to be bloodshed." Right, and you're like, it's almost like you have these two sides prepping and just leaving little things for these extremists that are fucking wackos on their sides.
Like, you think there's got to be some type of crackdown on that and be like, you can't fucking do it. You inspired a fucking insurrection. You inspired a fucking assassination. Like,
knowing how to speak and understand a new language can be an invaluable tool when traveling, meeting new friends, or just even to master a new skill. But it's not always simple when you're bogged down by textbooks and structured classes. That's why so many people trust Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone is the most trusted language learning program, available on desktop or as an app. It truly immerses you in the language you want to learn, like Spanish, French, Italian, Chinese, and more. You won't just be studying English translations. The Rosetta Stone intuitive process helps you pick up a language naturally, first with words, then phrases, then sentences. Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a very limited time, listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. Visit rosettastone.com/rs10. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/rs10 today.
Back to school savings are officially in session at Tanger Outlets. Shop tax-free August 2nd through 6th and save up to 70% off the latest school styles. The best of apparel, footwear, accessories, and more. Save at Nike Factory Store, American Eagle, Gap Outlet, Crocs, Under Armour, Banana Republic Factory, and hundreds more. There's always something happening. Discover the latest fun and events all season long. Tanger Outlets, your savings destination.
It's time to fucking cut down on this shit.
Like, right? Let's pump the brakes a little.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's kind of there's a bit of that discourse on that topic about how political rhetoric and how which direction it's supposed to go. And it's like, up until now, like the one side, the Trump side, has been very liberal in their use of the imagery of being, the violent imagery of like, this is it. Like, we're going to have to fight for what we want. If we don't get what we want, then we're going to have to, burn everything down, kill everybody, a lot of that, like you said, bloodshed,
salt the earth,
take it back,
yes, salt the earth with the blood of the enemy.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff. And
hey, listen, if you're not out there sinning, what did Jesus die for?
That's a good point. And 100% good point.
On the other side, they've been framing, and kind of, this is more like recently in the past months, they've, or at least running up to this new election cycle, to be like, oh, okay, we'll frame Donald Trump as like an existential threat to democracy, like our democratically elected government. Like, it's like, once he gets in, they've outlined a lot of the policies to be like, you can look at Project 2025, you can look at that shit, and you're like, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen if he's going to elect it. And it's like real. It's just like, so it's like, yeah, there's some people. And then there's also the stuff that you can be like, if you go on the buzz, you're like, Trump shows up in the Epstein files. Like,
yeah,
and there's all this kind of stuff to be like, I know there's a lot of people that be like, and I'm not, people's feelings on people who are on the Epstein's list and what should happen to them.
It's weird though, because
who's holding back on the Epstein? Like, why aren't we getting these? Like, I understand that Trump's on it, but why aren't we getting it?
Well, there's people on the left.
We did.
A lot of them were
fucking people on both sides. We did. We did get stuff. Like, Trump is, but a lot of those people aren't running for fucking president right now. You know, it kind of boggles my
I'm assuming
mind.
Trump did a lot more than sniff some fucking hair.
I mean, it's in there. He's like, what do they say? He's like, they can pretty much identify him as like John Doe 174 or whatever is like in the things. And there's some really, really,
I don't know because they haven't released it. Like,
no, they did.
Why are we hiding it?
They did release it. Like there was like,
but it says John Doe 174, not Donald fucking J. Trump. Like,
because it's court. It's like court. It's court documents. Like there's all like, it's all wrapped up in like different types of court proceedings and stuff like that. So it's not like the federal government has jurisdiction to be like, okay, we can do this. It depends on what the court proceedings go through.
I looked up that Project 25 because I was looking up today because I was hearing about it and I was like, what is it? And then the first thing I saw was Trump at his last speech was like, he's like, there's extremists on both sides. And he's like, I know nothing about this.
Yeah, he keeps saying that, but then it's like on the other side, it's like, no, we have literally receipts of you talking about it. Like we have the receipts. We've seen you talking about it. Like you've talked about it laying the foundation.
It's crazy. Like if he knows he's on that list, why wouldn't you just fucking like fade?
No, don't you remember the interview?
There was the interview. Homer Simpson slink back into the fucking shrubs and be like, we're good.
Well, if you get
no,
power,
that's what he did in that one interview. They said, hey, would you release stuff about aliens? Like, yeah, sure, I would. Would you release stuff about JFK? Yeah, I would. What about the Epstein files? Hey, well, you know, slow it down a bit. Like, you know, there's a lot of good people on that list. You know, and then kind of deflected the whole question.
Who are massive fucking pedos, so we can't just go out fucking out and everybody.
So
as this has been, like I said, we've seen an assassination attempt. This in the most insane Republican National Convention of all time. Fucking
insane.
It was
insane. If not the most insane, it's like he did top his last performance of like that. Was it the acceptance speech of like, dude, he had the longest one before and then he beat his own record. He rambled for like an hour and a half. Yeah, it was like 90 minutes.
I was like, holy shit. I don't want to
hear anybody talk for 90 minutes.
That's insane. That's the longest speech of all time.
To be uninterrupted for 90 minutes? That is.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Then we have like, after this, we have like more calls like, questioning Joe Biden's fitness, all this stuff popping off. He comes out and he's like, listen, I am the presidential nominee. I'm not leaving.
I ain't fucking leaving.
I'm fucking leaving.
The show goes on.
He has a CNN interviews where he's fucking, he's full of piss and vinegar. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, let's, he has his moments where he's not looking too bad.
It's like after the debate, they're like, okay, we got to get this guy out here and we got to make him look good. We got to fix whatever the fuck happened. And things got worse.
Yeah. And then
way fucking worse.
Right? It just on Twitter drops a fucking tweet. Bitches, fucking peace out.
Well, he got COVID out. Too. He did get COVID. Like he got COVID.
He got COVID at 81 years of age, which is significant. But he's an elder. He's literally an elderly fucking man who is not.
And he's sick,
on decline,
doing well to begin with, and now he's got COVID. Like it's like this is significant. This is serious.
So,
dude, look at that assassination attempt? If that's it, you just walk a guy in with COVID positive.
That's scary.
Here's your ice cream.
He's probably just tired. Like I would be like, I got COVID.
Reporter comparing like
I'm done.
Joe Biden having COVID and recovering from it is pretty much just as significant as Donald Trump getting fucking shot. What?
The funny thing is that, I saw a couple news articles being like Trump didn't get any real boost in his poll numbers from getting shot. No, that's what they said.
There's no way. I'm telling you,
here's how it is.
As an outside observer,
it's so partisan right now. It's so partisan right now that whatever line that there is, like nobody's going over it. If you don't know who you're voting for right now, that's it. Like it is whoever's voting for Trump, they're voting for Trump. Nobody's moving over. Nobody undecided is going to be like going to move over to either way. Like it's locked in right now where you're going to vote. That's how it is. It's like you're not getting any boot. You can't do shit unless like fucking.
It's crazy.
I don't know if you turn out to be Superman, you save the world for some huge giant doomsday level event.
Superman's fucking bulletproof.
That's it. You're done.
Donald Trump.
I want to see the ear.
Yeah,
I got to see the ear. Like that. Honestly, I was like the first thing when that happened, I was like, I want to see the ear.
Here's the thing for you, though. I'll be honest. Listen, I'm not saying.
I was like a bullet clipping your ear, like the shock.
I'm not saying.
I feel like it would just peel your ear apart.
No. Depends if it's caliber.
Perfect. But here's the thing. I want to see it. It's high caliber.
If you were to be shot anywhere on your entire body, any part of your body, where would be the best place to get shot?
Pinky finger.
No way. No fucking way. Not pinky finger. No way.
Tip. The buttocks.
$1 million wound.
Buttocks, not bad, but you're not going to be able to walk.
Yeah. I guess the tip of the ear.
Tip of the fucking ear. That is literally the best place on a human body to be shot. 100%.
Like the graze of the ear.
Grazing the ear is literally the best place on the human body to be shot.
Do we see the ear?
Not yet.
Before the election?
I don't know, maybe.
Like,
how long is he going to wear the bandage for? What if he just wears the bandage the whole time?
He's going to wear the bandage. He's going to be selling bandages. Trump-inspired bandages. MAGA bandages.
Yeah, 2024 bandages.
Yeah.
Here's my question though. He comes out in like 2 weeks and that ear is perfect. Does that raise some questions for you?
There's no way that guy doesn't go get some plastic surgery done and get a chunk cut.
The amount of plastic surgery that was at the RNC, like they probably have the best people.
But he's literally going to be going in and being like, "Listen, give me the Mike Tyson."
Or of course, they're probably not that great. If everybody saw like,
give me the Vander Holyfield, take off fucking couple inches from the top here. We're good.
Yeah. Pin it back.
Yeah.
I got to see it. I'm like, honestly, I don't believe anything anymore. That's the world we live in. I'm like, show us the wound.
When somebody pulled up the video at work and I was like, that's fake. 100% fake. Like there's no doubt in my mind that that's fake. And then as the news started falling, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that's real. I thought it was a fucking fake video.
Well, I to be honest, I thought the same thing until then there was like, people were like, oh, there 2 people died in the back, got hit by the strays. I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay, well, it's real.
Yeah, one was a fire chief.
Now I'm like, did he actually get hit by the bullet? I need to show me the ear. Show me the ear. I don't believe anything you say.
It's too, like, it's crazy to me. It's like you have one candidate never looking more like weak and feeble. And then you have the other candidate literally coming across covered in blood with his fist in the air trying to it's like it literally seemed too
it's playing like
manufactured.
A movie. It's playing like a TV show.
Sense.
No, it's
So have we talked about the fact that he's stepping down?
Yeah.
How do you feel, Dan?
He pens a letter.
How are you feeling, Dan? Like, are you like all on the Kamala train, or like how do you feel?
Well, there's still a process to go through. So it's
Absolutely.
like they throw down. They'll throw down.
How does that work?
It depends. So it's going to be.
Would you be happy with Kamala?
Be happy with anybody they run that isn't on the Epstein list. They're running against somebody who's on the fucking Epstein list who rode on his plane at least 7 times. So anybody
I don't know though, but he's John Doe fucking 867.
He's in the book. No, but we know he's on the books. Like we know he's on those lists.
Show me the book.
You don't watch Rush Hour anymore? You don't like Chris Tucker?
I never liked Chris Tucker. Oh no, except for when he was in
Ruby
you
don't like Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker's hilarious. Money Talks.
I liked him in the.
Do you want any Microsoft products, Dan?
That was it.
Do you have any Microsoft products?
Yeah. For stuff on Windows.
What about fucking Gatesy?
Bill Gates. Yeah, but Bill Gates isn't running for president. He's not running for president.
Yeah, but you still support him.
He's not running for president.
Sorry. Yeah. No, I'm with Dan on this one. If he's running, if he's bigger, listen. That's like R. Kelly.
But there's no.
If he's running for president. If R. Kelly was running for president, I'd stop listening to the music. Okay.
Release it. I want it proper. I have seen pictures with him with Epstein, though. I've seen that.
Multiple pictures. Multiple photos.
Yeah.
Like, and not with him like in the background, like standing next to him. And he said, and he's been on the record being like, hey, Epstein, I know that guy. He's a great guy. I love that guy. He loves women. He loves young girls.
Just be happy that the leader of your country is not a cuckold product of communist fucking Cuba.
Fidel Castro, yeah.
No, there's a process that we'll throw down. It'll be interesting because it's either
what's the process?
So they have I think they have like 2 options that they can do right now. There's going to be like they have like a virtual vote, and then they can actually run like an actual virtual vote, which they have like
that sounds fishy as fuck.
It's not like a virtual vote. It's like so each of the states has like their own delegates, like elected delegates who essentially like give their votes to the Democratic convention to be like, okay, this is going to be who we're picking for each country, each state
we're giving you
for its
full
primary
approval to make this decision. You have 100%. Like you are now the guy to make this decision.
I would have to be elected
Who are you
by
picking?
the representatives.
Who are you picking to run against?
Who
That's
on
what I'm
the
curious.
on the
To put against
Democratic
Donald
ballot?
Trump. You get to pick anybody. Who do you pick to put against Donald Trump? To run your country.
Give us your top three.
I'd probably put Gretchen Whitmer in there because I like her. Like I personally like her.
I don't like the name.
Michigan?
Never gonna win.
Like the one that lied about her fucking fake kidnap attempt?
No, the one that was going to get kidnapped.
I don't know. Everybody says it's fake.
Yeah, a lot of people say Donald Trump wasn't on that plane. So I mean, like,
I don't know. The whole internet tells me that was faked. I do like her though. She wears buffs. She's been in some lines again.
Her or what is it? The Kelly, the astronaut from Arizona. Like you could put Mark.
Mark
Kelly.
Cool.
Well, that's cool. That.
So I think those two, and then like Newsom. I think Newsom is like in the front running as well. As like people that would pick.
Things about Newsom though, don't?
So there's a whole bunch of stuff about him. I mean, you run a state that is like the world's third largest economy. Like, it's
listen. To be fair, the only time I've listened to Newsom be trashed, it's on Rogan. So
no, anytime I hear him be trash, it's from some rich person that's like, I don't like it there anymore.
Yeah, there's a rich person who moved from there.
More of my money.
Take all my money. They don't let me exploit my workers. So it'd be like those three, and then Kamala Harris is okay too. Like it's all right. Like I said, they could run a fucking bag of rocks.
Oh man, I watched that one commercial she made with that other actress. Have you seen that? It's awful.
No,
it's weird.
I don't know who they're going to put it. I mean, he, as far as I've seen today, he like officially endorsed her, but it's like there's still a process. Like they still have to do the delegate process. And what I don't think,
did he say that or did he write it?
I think he said it. Like, I just like, I don't know if he wrote it down somewhere. It's not in his, not in his step down later that he posted on Twitter. But,
so the three men that were involved in the Whitmer, the Whitmer kidnapping attempt were all acquitted.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that could have been due process. There could have been a process issue. Listen, I'm going to go on this one. Just because you're acquitted doesn't mean you didn't do it.
Yeah.
It could have been.
That's why. How do you feel about Michael Jackson then?
There could have been a procedural issue.
How do I feel about the King of Pop?
How do you feel about O.J. Simpson?
Fucking bangers.
How do you feel about O.J. Simpson?
The glove didn't fit.
PYT? If the glove doesn't fit, you can't acquit.
Yeah. The only thing that man's guilty of is robbing a memorabilia store, Dan.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. I believe in the fucking judicial system.
Jiu-jitsu system?
That's what I believe in.
I believe in jiu-jitsu.
The jiu-jitsu system.
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah. What do you believe in?
It's gonna be interesting to see what happens now. Because I was like, as someone from the outside, I'm like, holy, this is just like.
I'm not.
I mean, this is better. I think for the Democrats that this is happening from the outside.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, this is better.
This is way better for Democrats.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some stuff flying around, whether it's coping or whatever. People are saying that this is a sign of like a healthy Democrat, like the Democratic Party, that you have this discourse going on. You have this discourse going on. 100%. You have this stuff that's thrown out in the open. Like, everybody told him to stand down. And Joe Biden really did. I mean, the way he framed it is like, it's for the good of the nation. Like, I'm stepping down. Like, it's whatever. So now, 100%. And it's hilarious because now they can just flip around the whole, like, hey, he's old to whoop. Like it goes, all of that stuff goes on to Trump.
Because Trump is elderly as well.
He's the he's the oldest like presidential nominee now.
How do you feel about Dan? Are you happy that he's not like there's got to be a sigh of relief for you, I'd imagine.
It depends. Like it depends on what's going to happen now. Part of me is like, yes, okay, this is good. Like, yeah. And then part of me is
you've seen it. Like, I don't know. You got to be fucking blind not to see that this poor man was suffering from some type of cognitive impairment.
I feel better. I mean, I feel better for him in the fact that like he has given us some of the best 4 years in like the last 10 years, last decade. I mean, he kept the economy humming. There's a whole bunch of policies and stuff that were instituted that have been like real game changers, and probably if they're implemented and continue to be implemented and funded initiatives, they'll be good. Like these things will be whatever. But if you get another 4 years of Trump, like all this stuff that they built is going to be torn down. normally is by a
Do you
Republican candidate.
Do you think that's a likely possibility that you're going to get 4 years of Trump?
I don't know. I'd say no. Like, I'd say it's not very likely, but it's not impossible. It depends on like the electoral college and the way that we run our elections. It's
weird.
It's not a great system. And that should be gone.
It's weird because I guess a couple you have your blues and red states, and then it comes down to just a couple swings, and that's it. Mm-hmm. That's really what decides it. It doesn't matter, the popular vote.
But it will, in the end, I think all the people who are supporting Biden are going to support. I mean, they might try to sell it and like, oh, this person's not going to get as much funding as Biden. It doesn't really fucking matter in the end. The stuff that they are talking to is like, whoever they put in there is probably going to lock in the female vote, the women vote, because everybody knows what's going to happen if you get another 4 years of a Republican president. Like what the policies that they're putting down right now. Like,
I mean, from what I understand, that women really appreciate getting grabbed by the pussy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they want Trump.
And really love not having access to female healthcare. Like, you have
that's insane to me that that's a fucking thing. Like,
you literally have
wild to me that's
states. You have like whole states are like just all of like OBGYNs are leaving. They're all
we
leaving.
don't have it. Like, we got it bad. I get it. We've got a bunch of fucking weird shit going on. But when I hear about that type of stuff, it's like, that's like, those
you have like female
healthcare
deserts, and you have to go out of state to get a healthcare thing,
or you go.
And if you go to what?
In some states, it's illegal if you come back. Like if you get it done, they're
going to be like, insane. if you're leaving the state to get healthcare, like it's like illegal in some of these states. Yeah, it's bizarre. And I'm like, this is stuff that needs to be settled down. And it's still an uphill thing because we still have to lock in the legislative branch, and you still have to fight the Supreme Court now because now they are like openly hostile to like progressive policies and stuff like that. So it's still going to be a slog, but it's never, it's government. It's never fast.
It's kind of interesting because I think like if I like from the outside observer, I've been like, there's nothing I do sways what happened in Canada. Can't fucking vote. But if they were to run someone younger that's kind of sharp and just because listen, Trump's declined too. Like you listen to him
absolutely.
fucking.
How old is he?
78.
Yeah, like that's insane. He's an elderly man.
And you like, there's some decline there too. Not as bad and as, obvious, but you put someone sharp in there and then put him in a debate with Trump. I bet you can get the same result as that last one where you can be like, people are going, for the other side. Well, but this is what you get when you're running fucking 80-year-olds.
Well, you had like Trump slipped up with a bunch of fucking names and shit too, just like Biden did. Like it's seen it, right? Like we've seen it before. It's just nobody really talks about it.
No,
China.
It's the whole thing where it's Trump says so many things that it's just like you can't concentrate on one thing. It's just this deluge of bullshit that comes out, and it's like that's just normal for him. He set very low expectations, right? When you have another candidate that comes out like like Biden's under a microscope. Like anything that he does, like if he would have rambled on for 90 minutes like Donald Trump did, he'd be in the people would want to put him in the fucking hospital. Like he'd be hospitalized.
People are ready to put him in the hospital after fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah, so there is a difference in expectations of like what your candidates are thinking, and but Trump doesn't have a very high threshold to meet because it's the people who are voting for him you saw them, they were wearing Band-Aids on their things. It's very very cultish. If people don't want to say it's cult, that's fine. It sure looks like a cult. Like,
well, that's the problem with U.S. politics. It's like these people are like superstars. They're not politicians. They're rock stars. They're like, you got to fucking live and die by every single thing.
It's identity politics is what it is. So it's like they link.
No, it's not like any politics. Because like I'm Canadian.
Identity.
I'm going to vote for fucking. I'm voting conservative, but I also think Poilievre's a fucking douche.
No, like identity politics. Okay. So people hitch. Once they hitch their thing to like the party, it's like that's one thing. But then like people are hitched to Trump. Like they're just like they're on there. Like he is their.
It's too bad.
He's their Christ. There's their Christ-like figure, which is bizarre because I'm like, there is nobody more unchristlike than Donald Trump. Like, blows my mind every time. I'm just like, people talking about it, and it's just like, I don't know. And part of me also feels like kind of like when people like joke about him and like, you know, they like trivialize the stuff that he does. I'm like, no, the dude he has 36 felonies. Like, I don't know, maybe somebody who has 36 felonies and use federal funds to pay off a porn star, I might not trust him so much.
Hold on. They're white collar crimes though.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
White collar crimes. They're the cool crimes. Who doesn't have a couple white collar crimes, right?
Yeah, but just also I'd like to know how many other candidates have their own reality TV shows or state companies or colleges or any of them were any of them in Home Alone fucking 3?
I'm just curious as to whether if he did get elected, if he does get elected president, like with felony counts on his record, I'd be like, you should be able to walk into a job and they shouldn't be able to ask you about felony status. Like, they should take that question off. That's like, you really like, you know, if you need to report felony status to work at fucking Abercrombie and Fitch or some shit, but you could be the president of the United States.
Yeah, but you also need a 6-pack to work at Abercrombie. Hold on.
But no, let's be real here. Like on the topic of that, there's a level. White collar crimes mean nothing if you have enough money. Like, look at all the bankers and stuff who, you know, are charged with all these various white collar crimes, and some of them do time in these fucking prison resorts, right? And then they come out and they go right back to running companies. So it's like, it only matters if you're poor, Dan.
Oh yeah,
if you're poor and the crime is violent.
That's a whole different
conversation.
Like, we can't commit any crimes, is what you're saying.
No, we can't commit any crimes. You would be fucked. But if you have enough money, white collar crimes, it's like, it's a fucking speeding ticket for people with money and power.
It's the price of paying, you know, doing business, like, for some of these things. Like, it's really just fines. Like, that occurs some of these fines. And there's stuff on the books too that have been kind of put in to do that, but it never gets voted in because. And everybody says like, oh, they're not doing anything. I'm like, no, you can literally go to the congressional record and you can see laws that have been proposed and put to the floor and put to the table to be voted for. And you can see who's voting against them and who's voting for them. And you can see exactly who it is. And in the majority of the time, it's one side that says like, we don't want this because our big rich donors won't give us any money.
Oh, well, listen, it's both sides. You don't, Elizabeth Warren,
not both sides. I'm saying individually, you can see their voting records. It's not both sides. I'm
guessing Elizabeth Warren has fucking voted down any kind of law regarding politicians and investing. She's like, no, we just can't do this.
Well, I think they're pushing that one too. That was on there. I saw that on the books too, about them banning legislators being able to trade stocks.
She's already made enough money.
So. Are you talking about Elizabeth? You're talking about Nancy Pelosi and not
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah. I think Elizabeth Warren was actually against it. Like, she's on
Pelosi and her husband, the greatest, the goats of the investment world. Literally, they say follow her trades. You can't miss.
Unless you're swinging a hammer.
Yeah. And there was a time where that was illegal. There was a time where that didn't happen, and then one party didn't let that happen. Started putting that in there.
Trump gets in, Dan. Thailand or Canada? Where are you going?
Thailand. Canada's going to burn to the ground.
What can we do to get you out here with the boys?
Not be on fire for like half a year.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey, we're not so bad. This year's not so bad. Knock on wood. You want to know why it's not so bad? It's a new fucking Night's Watchman. Taking care of it. I got you. Gotcha. Not letting that shit happen.
No,
don't you just show up when the house is already on fire?
Yeah. No, we protect exposures. We protect the houses. Right. We protect the houses.
It'll be. I mean, let's go back to the assassination attempt here.
Let's go.
The videos and stuff, like the Secret Service, like comical, right? Like, you got people standing in the back, like cowering. You got female officers can't holster their fucking firearms. It looked like pandemonium.
Let's pretend perfect pretend here that we have one of us has experience with firearms and might even work in law enforcement.
Yeah,
unheard of in a situation of extreme stress to be unable to host your weapon like that, or is that like, what do you think?
Are you talking me? Like, if I
let's say Braden, if you were in law enforcement and you had experience with holstering firearms, in a situation like that? Is it like, are you surprised to see someone fumble fuck around with their holster? Or
yes.
Yes.
And this is the reason why. That's the reason why. Yep. It's because when you're on the range and you're practicing on a range, and this is the reason. A lot of people wear external carriers when they're practicing with the firearms, right? And then you have external carrier and a duty belt with the exposed holster, right? And usually the holster it sits out from your hip a little bit on any kind of like duty stuff. Now, when you're doing plainclothes operations, you go from an outer vest to an inner vest, and you have because everything is sleek, because it's like incognito, right? Everything's really tight to your hip. So even the holster is tight to your hip. So if you're rocking any kind of muffin top a little bit of bunt, sometimes you might even have to get a little bit of a lean to just get it in. Yeah. The second thing is the jacket always gets in the way. So you constantly have to train opening the jacket, get the firearm, go sweep the jacket down back in the holster. So, realistically, it's going to be an issue if you're not training properly.
Yeah, but like it's not like you're guarding the president of the United or previous president of the United States.
These guys on detail, I guarantee, are not A Squad Secret Service. A Squad current president. We have the most presidents alive at this point that we've ever had in history. You've got Clinton, you've got Bush Jr., you've got Jimmy Carter still alive. Somehow that guy is still
Jimmy
alive.
Carter is still fucking killing. He's still building houses.
He's still not really, but like he's
swinging hammers.
Not even. He's in hospice.
I don't even think
he's been in hospice a couple times.
I think he's in a fucking chair.
I don't know how he's still alive, but he is still alive. Yeah. He's almost to his 100th birthday too. But yeah, I was like, these guys are like not even D-string. These guys are like way down the list. All this and
100%.
I don't know. Secret Service has been having problems for years. Like it's just like, I don't know, people calling out their shit all the time. Like, it's just like these dudes are not.
The girl who's the director used to work for PepsiCo. She was the director of PepsiCo. And now she's in charge of the Secret Service, which security at PepsiCo to the Secret Service seems like an insane leap to me.
It's,
I don't know, man. You got those fucking guys at Pepsi trying to take him out all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
trying to take out Mr. Pepsi.
It just seems
Mr.
like
Pepsi himself. It's the Secret Service is a weird kind of branch of things where it's like it's very high stress, and you have very high profile. Of course, you're guarding the president of the United States, so it's like any fuck up, like you get fired. So it's like they've had this rotating door of like directors because every time that the Secret Service has a scandal, immediately you fire the top, you fire the head. And it's like the Secret Service has had scandals for like the last like decade, like going back, what is it, like 2012 they had like a prostitution problem, like 2014 they had another prostitution scandal.
What do you mean they had a prostitution problem? Like the CIA, they're not making enough money, so they gotta sell ass on the side?
No, they were hiring prostitutes in like Colombia or something, and it was like, they're like, that's definitely a security risk. Like you guys shouldn't be doing this while you're on the clock.
Prostitutes? Yeah, they were CIA agents.
Yeah, the Secret Service agents. Like they were hiring prostitutes. Like time. They were on the clock.
Dabble. They're doing it on the clock.
Yeah. So you're pretty much always on the clock when it's like that. But it's like, you got those guys going on, and then you had the other one where it's like, I remember that they had shots go off at the White House, and it took them like days. Like somebody had taken a shot at the White House, and it took them days to actually find like the like where the bullets like hit. Like it's like somebody had taken a shot at the White House, and it took them like 2 or 3 days to actually find or even realize that somebody actually had taken a shot. And they had somebody get on somebody reached the White House. They had those 2 guys that showed up at like a White House state dinner that weren't on the guest list, that just showed up and like mingled for like 20 minutes or something. And it was like, how'd they get in there? Like, why did you guys fucking let these people in here? Even though they didn't do any damage or whatever, but it was just like, the fuck?
You will never convince me why the most obvious rooftop with direct sight line to the stage, literally, if you were going to be like, if you're just running security and you're like, we have to secure rooftops in case someone wants to do a sniper, and you're standing there and you look around, it's literally the closest building in range of the stage. Right? And you're like, that one. And you're like, well, just leave it. Like it's wild to me. The other thing is, I've been seeing popping off on Twitter. There's this guy who has a PhD who he believes that there's 6 shots. He's isolated the video, and he believes, based on the sound patterns and the sound structures and just slowing them down, that you can hear 3 different shots. You can hear 3 shots from the initial shooter. You hear 5 return shots and a 6 shots, but he believes one of these other shots comes from a second shooter. And this lines up with on X. If you see people pointing to a water tower further down in the distance, it appears there's like a black figure on top of a water tower. Super, like the most, you've seen better pictures of Bigfoot than this guy on the water tower, whoever it is. But they're saying that like it appears to be like an object caught on some of these footages of like, it looks like someone way off in the distance sitting on top of this water tower. And then paired with this theory that there might be a second shooter. I mean, listen, in Canada, the RCMP back in like 2013, they found some absolute losers, the biggest losers they could find. And they radicalized them, like pretend to be Islamic recruiters, and radicalize these 2 absolute buffoons. And they were like just in online groups, and it was undercover RCMP officers were like, you know, it'd be cool. Terrorist attacks. They're like, yeah, that would be cool. They're like, you guys should do them.
Let's fucking do it.
They're like, all right, let's do it. And they're like, you guys should build pipe bombs. They're like, sure. We have no money. They're like, here's money. They're like, I don't know how to build pipe bombs. They're like, here's how you build pipe bombs. Like, where do we get the stuff? These are the stores where you pick up the stuff. How do we assemble it? Here's a video on how to assemble everything and detailed instructions how to assemble. Let us know when you're done. All right, we did it. All right, you should put them at Parliament Building. They're like, we don't have a vehicle. They're like, we'll get a driver for you. And he's got a guy in a van, pick him up. And these 2 buffoons dropped off pipe bombs at the Victoria Parliament. And then the RCMP went, gotcha, and arrested them for terrorism. And you're like, these people did not have the means to do this on their own. They were coerced. So when I hear stories like this, and then I see something like this, and you're just like, you know, how hard would it be to radicalize this? And then just like, you would only have to, if you were an outside force and you had a little bit of pull with some local PD to just cause a little bit of confusion, and you're just like, this building's going to be open, kid. And get your ladder, and that's going to be your spot. And he thinks he's on some sort of team or something. He climbs up there, takes a shot, and then gets shot. Right? Dead man tell no tales.
You think, like, I understand, like, maybe not going as far as like giving him the position and the spot to do it and everything, but also like, did they not radicalize him by like going ahead and calling Trump a fucking Nazi and saying he's possibly the worst thing that ever happened in the United States of America?
The fact that he brought a ladder, like, so he knew that, but just that's the building of all buildings.
Well, he had a drone. He scouted the fucking area.
Yeah.
Prior.
And he's like, right. But then he picks the one building. He's like, there's no security up there. I'm going to go up there. But that was like the rooftop of the staging of the local police department. And there was shooters in the 2nd story windows of that building. I'm like, it's fucking absolutely wild that, you know, that could happen. And that kid, through like, you know, this 20-year-old mouth breather foiled the greatest security service on earth by just showing up with a 5-foot ladder.
Yeah, but Dan said this is the C team, right? Not even the B team, but the C team.
I mean, dude, it's all so perfect. Like, even if it's not like, that's not staged and stuff, like the fact it's just so perfect. And then this kid's in a BlackRock ad, and this
so weird.
I'm like, just what a weird coincidence. And I mean, that means nothing. That truly means nothing.
Yeah, you went to fucking just adds to a MK weird, Ultra fucking university,
right? That's what I start to think too. I'm like, you know, did some of these big corporations at the end of MK Ultra just like buy these ways to manipulate mass manipulation tactics from scientists that worked on these projects?
100%.
Right? Fucking, it's wild.
It's fucking unreal for your advertising department.
Right? Why wouldn't it be? Yeah. Exactly. You're like, oh, we can manipulate people perfectly. Get Hulk Hogan on stage. We'll sell 1,000 more shirts.
Hey, listen, I'm game.
It's just so weird. I'll say this though, Dan, from an outside perspective from Canada, it looks like a red wave's coming. Like that's what it looks like from Canada. Like it looks like the momentum
from Canada. We're all on board. We're like, let's go.
It's just yeah. I was like, and that's just outside. Like, I'm like,
I feel like, is that all it takes is just to get shot at? Like to get
absolutely. Simple as right. With your fist in the air while you're covered in blood.
And then you have Hulk Hogan come up and tell everyone they need a prayer, eat their vitamins, and vote Donald Trump. And then he rips his shirt off. Oh, fuck it. And then they play I'm a Real American.
Yeah. So if they played that, right, if Trudeau came out with playing I Am a Real American and had Hulk Hogan rip his shirt off, you guys would be like, cool?
Yeah. No, I'd be like, traitor, that's you fucking American.
Well, for us, it would be Jean Rougeau with the fucking Mountie coming out.
The Mountie always gets there, man. Yep. He comes out, and so does Trudeau.
And then you'd be like, yeah.
I mean, listen. It would sway my vote a bit.
We'll see what happens. It's fucking wild times down there, man. I like, it's the most entertaining time for me. I just sit back. I'm like, sitting just enjoying all the conspiracies going wild. But I think there's an opening here of left wing Alex Jones where we can just go crazy. These aren't even real people that got shot at the rally. They're not even real people. Crisis actors, Dan.
Well, that's what Alex Jones. I feel like Alex Jones is like quickly becoming irrelevant. Right? It's the point. It's like once he has all his money. I mean, there will be a vacuum there. Like once Alex Jones is,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Liquidate all his assets.
Like a week before. He had like one of his fucking InfoWars pressers or whatever. And he's like, deep state warning. He's like, things are at crisis level, alert red. He's like, they're going to assassinate Donald Trump. That's their plan. They're going to assassinate Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Like a week and a half before.
I feel like he says that all the time though. Like,
he's dialed in, man. He's dialed in.
Right, he's like, the deep state, buddy. The deep state
he knew.
Are going to assassinate Joe Biden and Donald Trump, making way for new nominees.
Like he says that all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like this is one of those things where it's like we have so much information at our fingertips and so much stuff is available, like media and stuff like this, where you can put as many bad red circles anywhere on any video and any picture and just say something and people will, you throw it up on TikTok with a low res red circle and people will be like, that's it. That's proof of whatever that you want.
Got me.
You'd be like, you just make any weird little jump in, speculation. Just people will be like, yeah, I'll be on board. It's on TikTok. There's a red circle around it.
Well, and the thing for me is, the real hard thing for me is, I'm like, there has never been in my entire life over the past 4 years, my disbelief to absolutely everything I see online is at all time.
It's all fake.
I don't know. I truly, and this is true, I do not know a trusted source that I'm like, that I fully will be like, I believe this. Like, I read CNN or whatever article from any news. I'm like, I don't know anymore. And that's where all this fucking misinformation and Russian bots and North Korean cyber attacks have got us.
A class on media literacy. critical media literacy.
I don't know, man. You got people lying and then people it's their heavy biased opinions. Yeah. I just both ways, and that's both ways. And now it's like to the point where I'm like, I don't know. Did he bleed his ear? I don't know.
There's kind of like for me, like I've stepped away from all this. Like the previous election, it was like, it's getting my blood pressure up. Like I don't know, whatever. And I've kind of stepped away and kind of taken a new kind of stance and view on the entire process or whatever. But it's like a lot of it, like you're saying, yes. Having all the media sources being like, okay, they're all trying to sell you on some type of narrative. Yes, CNN to some
bullshit.
CNN to some extent, Fox News to a real News Nation, all of those ones. So it becomes a process for me personally. It becomes a process. It's like aggregation. So it's like I have to take in multiple media sources to be like, okay, I need to and put them all together and then kind of filter out like what
that's a lot of fucking work. That's a lot
I know
of work
it is. That's why I don't like do a lot of, that's why like I don't read stuff as it happens. Like a lot of stuff I'll be like, I'll wait. Like you have to wait before stuff comes out. And then like my go-tos are like AP, Associated Press, and Reuters. Like a lot of them are very like, their articles are super dry and they lack a lot of the, there's a lot of like kind of like language that you can pick out of some of the other major news companies, cable news networks and stuff. You can kind of pick out and be like, oh, okay, that's kind of a, anything that says any article that begins with slams. I hate that. I hate using that word.
Yeah.
I don't read an article that has that in there or any of that stuff. So I find the articles that have the driest language and I read those ones. And then I usually kind of go through other stuff and kind of wait for things to come out. Cause it's like, if I read it as it comes, like, I'll get real stressed out and I'm like, this is not worth it at this point. I'm like, I'm going to go vote. I know who I'm voting for, and just like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring some people to vote with me.
Unless you're listen, Dan, unless you're voting for Trump, you don't know who you're voting for right now.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Is Dan Republican? Is that what he just said?
I think so. As long as, like I said, as long as they put a bag of rocks that's up there that isn't on the Epstein list, I'll vote for it.
It's that
doesn't have felonies.
It's fucking wild.
This is crazy.
Again, what do you guys think? So I listen. My opinion is there was an assassination attempt. That is real. There was an whether that be it was a staged from some sort of shadow government agency helping this kid get to this position. I believe shots were fired at Donald Trump. What I think could be like that could be an exaggeration is like, did he actually get grazed by a bullet? Because I've heard different stories of him getting hit by ricochets through of glass or stuff, or taking a hit when the Secret Service came. I mean, he does flinch, but I'm just like, I mean,
I've seen the videos where they're like, the projection videos of the simulations where they're like, he turned his head at just it happened to turn
but it's a simulation. That's not real.
I know.
I'm like,
was that, it's, I guess from the angle, just being like, could he? And then, I heard the thing too, like it was a shattered teleprompter.
But here's the thing, that video works if he actually got hit in the ear, because they're saying, okay, he got hit at this point, and so then they draw the straight line and then tilt the head. They're like working backwards. Right. But if he got hit with ricochet from glass and that's what got him, and like they're just drumming this up for fucking numbers. And listen, I don't know either way. I'm just saying that it's a real possibility that something like that would be done. Show us the year.
It does super, and I feel bad for the comparator family that got like the guy who died.
It's terrible.
But I also find it kind of like interesting where it's like the wife wouldn't even accept a call from Joe Biden. Like Joe Biden called him to send his condolences, and she didn't even accept the call. Like she was just like, no, my husband wouldn't have wanted me.
So indoctrinated.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I was like, if you want an example, like a solid example of how far our politics are like diverged, like how what reality
Trump
people
is
are living
fucking rock star to these people. Like he's a god.
He's a demagogue. Like, it's like
honestly, like that doesn't surprise me at all.
And it wasn't even like her personal issue. She was like,
this guy
my
died
husband
at a Trump
wouldn't
rally,
have wanted
and
to.
they probably treat him the same way he would have died in a fucking fire.
I would have been like
working, like he's a hero.
It would have been like, you got a call from two presidents. Like, I don't know why you just take the call. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, well, Biden's the villain at this point.
I know. One's a deep state pedophile who works for Satan.
This is true.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a good point, Braden.
So that's
a good point.
I mean, yes, right. So you're gonna accept a call from Satan, Dan?
No.
Satan himself?
Eating babies. No. Just eating babies.
Adrenochrome, all that type of shit. I can't believe it.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be a wild build up. I have real concerns either way this goes in November. I have real concerns at this point.
The objective part of me is just like, wow, this is going to be interesting. Like, I'm just like, the part of me is like a little bit excited, like, see what happens.
Yeah.
And you're like,
yes.
Okay.
The other part of you that lives there is like, oh no.
Yeah. The other part of me is like, everything's on fire. Like, oh my God, whatever. But it's just like, we'll take it as it comes. We'll see what happens. And it'll be, again, the majority of me is like, this is interesting. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. Like, all right.
But you got all those weird people in the crowd behind Donald Trump too. Like there's
it's a
one
Trump
lady.
rally. Like I don't.
Yeah, but there's one lady. There's one lady in glasses.
The hand signals.
Yeah, and then she looks in the direction of the shooter where the shot allegedly comes from. She looks twice, and then the shot's ring out. She kind of flinches a little bit, and then immediately just like phone out, like instantly, pop, 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 phone out, and she's filming. And I was just like, there's no way that's a fucking natural reaction to your like shootings going on.
Well, if that is her natural reaction, I want that lady to catch UFOs. Yeah. Like I want that lady to catch UFOs. Get that
lady in the Secret Service if that's her reaction to.
I want her taking videos of UFOs. I want her to be able to get her phone in instantly. Sign her up for MUFON.
Yeah, it's crazy. Honestly, there's been like little to no UFO news other than people are like UFO spotted in Trump's rally footage.
Well, that's what they're saying. No, one
sign from the aliens?
one UFO book author was saying that's why they're trying to take him out because he was going to release all the UFO information.
Oh yeah,
that's why they don't want him to become president. What it is? Because he's already promised. He's already promised that he would.
So who are the aliens? Are the aliens for Trump then?
No, right? Because
the aliens are not for Trump.
Aliens are not.
Yeah, they don't want to be released.
Yeah, they don't want their secrets out.
So they try to take him out.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is it could have been alien mind control that the assassin was under.
Aliens would have made it happen. They could have just fucking Independence Day beamed that fucking entire.
Well, then they would have revealed their identity. You can't do that.
Who gives a shit? No, they wouldn't have. They would have been a spaceship. Who gives a shit? Nobody would have known.
There's been like zero UFO news.
I mean,
like normally you'd be like, cool sighting.
They usually trot out the UFO news like when it's a slow news week every couple every 2 to 3 months. I feel like is when there's UFO news. something.
Yeah, so what you're saying is the Democrats are the ones that are trying to fucking keep everything under wraps. Biden does look very.
It's the deep state. It's the deep state, man. The deep state is.
I don't know.
The deep state is non-political. It has its own agenda.
Biden sounds like a guy, like somebody controlling a fucking suit.
Yeah, sometimes he looks like an Edgar suit.
That's what I'm saying.
He is an 80-year-old man.
Low on sugar water.
Sagging skin.
He's an 80-year-old man. He's had the most. He's held the
Trump's
most.
in his 70s. Then
he's held the most stressful job
find out.
in the world for the last 4 years.
Yeah, that's why we need to stop choosing elderly candidates.
He's 78.
Yeah,
it's a sentiment I can get on board with. Yes,
there we go. I mean, our leader of our country is not elderly, and he's also a dipshit, though. So,
oh yeah, he's fucking a moron.
Yeah, he's massive dipshit.
All I'm saying is like the only president that only had their only scandal was they wore a tan suit. Like,
Obama?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if he had only run once, if he had only done a term and then Biden did a term and then Biden jumped out here and Obama's coming back.
I've seen some of the stuff that they're like.
Obama would come back in a literal landslide.
I've seen some of the joke ideas of like running like candidates. It's like, oh, like run Kamala Harris and run Obama as VP and like just put him in there and just have her step down and then Obama be president. Or it's like run Michelle Obama.
What about Big Mike?
Michelle,
get Big Mike in there.
Michelle Obama as president.
Big Mike could fucking do that shit for sure.
So some of that stuff's pretty funny. You're like, oh, that'd be funny.
Big Mike. That'd be the best debate.
Yeah. I don't know. And also like to Andrew's point about the rhetoric, like going on from this point, like what their choice of language is going to be, how their attacks are going to shape up in the next thing. I mean, they're running
psyops, man. They're running psyops. Like the rhetoric is pointed, and it's pointed at the extreme sides of their parties. 100%. That there's no other reason to fucking say shit like, oh, got him in the bullseye. We got to put him in the bullseye. Oh, there's going to be bloodshed if I use, like, those are pointed words. Radical, like igniting fire in the extreme outsides of your parties.
That's literally, I mean, that is just rhetoric in itself. Like that is just the style that they've decided to use because it resonates with, the way Trump uses it. It resonates with a lot of his base. Anything about guns and fighting.
It obviously resonates with members on both sides, though, because
like
you had one fucking take shots at another one, for fuck's sake.
Well, we don't necessarily know his motivation. It could be the one that, like, I know the one that was fake was being like, it's because he was trying to take down Epstein's network, you know, like trying to take down the. If it came out as that,
how would we know that? We couldn't get in his phone.
What if that was his motivation? Would that change the way that you see him? Like, would you?
No, it doesn't. I'm completely.
If he said, "I'm trying to kill Donald Trump,"
I literally
because he's
look
a
at
pedophile,
Donald Trump like a fucking
your messiah.
a TV star that has no business running a fucking country. Like, I'm completely indifferent. I think it's hilarious that the guy ran your country and has a shot to do it again.
Yeah,
it's insane to me.
Yeah, it is.
Like, no, yeah.
And it's like that. But it is something strange.
There's
like,
no messiah here. It's clearly, as somebody sitting back here being like, this is fucking insane what's happening right now. That's the point of view you're getting.
Yeah. And for a lot of us, it is. And it is like a lot of people do see him as like an existential threat to democracy because of there is the Project 2025 stuff. There is the promises that he's made. You know, he's gone.
So why aren't anybody else getting fucking shot from the list, though? It's like, do the world a favor and fucking take out the people that you know that were on the list, not John Doe.
Well, they're not running for president, I assume. Like, you know,
doesn't matter. They're running the world's biggest countries. They're guys that are fucking going ahead and campaigning fucking vaccinations and killing.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're also not like,
get rid of them.
They're not also like holding rallies in like Pennsylvania, like, like, you know, like open to the public rallies. You know, you've got CEOs and stuff that are like locked up in their tower, their Nakatomi plazas or whatever.
To track these fucking famous. We know where Taylor Swift's going every fucking day because we know we have her fucking flight records. You know what I mean? Like,
are you calling for violence on Swiftie?
Yeah, I'm not calling for violence on Swiftie, but I'm like, if you want these people, you can get them. I don't think it has a lot to do with the fucking list. I think it has to do with the fact that these people are.
I think the rhetoric from both sides has been pointed on purpose.
100%
for and that's a both sides. Both sides
are targeting the extremists because these are the people that are coming out to vote regularly that are willing to die for these people.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of the stuff I would be like for Trump, it is accurate. Like it is like the policies that he's putting in there. Like he will sell out. Like the dude. The dude literally had classified documents sitting in his bathroom at his Mar-a-Lago, like, and he has been.
But what was the document?
Huh?
Like that. Like I get their classified. I get their classified documents. I get it. I understand that, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying
that it is a bad thing.
He should have reported whatever. But what I'm saying is this. But I'm like,
why do you have stacks? Why do you have but why do you have stacks and stacks? It's not like it was
both sides are fucking selling.
It wasn't like it was personal correspondence or stuff like that. It wasn't. Like it wasn't personal correspondence and it wasn't anything that you could be like, oh, okay, you know, this is just stuff. I had a letter from, you know, I had a lot of letters from dignitaries and stuff that I wanted to keep and whatever. No, it wasn't that stuff. Like it was.
What was it?
It was other things like actual like, you know, list price CIA agents and stuff like this. Like it is stuff that you don't want out there. Like it's stuff that shouldn't be out there. So yeah, and you're keeping it in one of like you're keeping it in like a bathroom in like cardboard boxes. You're not even locking it up. Like anything like that. It's just strange. You know,
it's a bathroom.
You know, it doesn't show a real responsibility.
They're all sellouts.
I think like that's what did Andrew say before? You were talking to me yesterday. You're a libertarian now. You like on neither side.
Okay,
absolutely.
Yeah. It's
listen. The guy that currently stepped down was the guy that he just got fucking COVID. But I don't know how many years ago he told me to get vaccinated. And you won't get COVID. Sell out. Pharmaceutical companies. Everybody sells out.
Yeah, sure. He also did say, I was watching it because I was watching this big thing about ripping both Trump and Biden. And one of the ones I love with Biden is someone was like insulting Biden's intelligence when he was younger. And he was like just a governor or something. And he was just like, you want a battle IQ? I'm way smarter than you. I finished the top of my class, 3 degrees, this and that. And then he had to come out and be like, they're like, you didn't have any. You don't have 3 degrees. You actually finished the almost dead last in your class. And you just lied in this heated argument with this guy about battling IQs. I was like, oh my God. It's so funny. Honestly, I don't like fucking TV show entertainers taking on politics. No. And I also don't agree with people who have been in politics their whole life and are just fucking in there, you know, when you get into career of politics, a lot of these guys, the end goal is the president, and anyone who starts off in politics with the end goal being, to slowly climb the rungs of power to become president, I don't think should be president. It should be a burden. It should be put on people who don't want to do it, but do it because they feel that no one else will do it better, or no one else is going to be fair at it. So
we have that opportunity now with the Democratic Party. You might have somebody step up now and take control and take lead. That might be that person.
What's that guy that wears sweatpants? I like him. Let's get him.
He's got my vote.
Fetterman.
Don't know who he is, but he's got my vote.
Yeah. Fuck his sweats, right? Let's chill. Let's
that's never man.
They had to like rewrite the rules so that make him actually wear a suit. Like they had to like reinforce the rules.
Well, one of those sweatsuits though. You seen him, right?
Yeah. It's gonna. He's like, I'll fucking find the gray area. I like that guy.
Me too.
Let's get him in there.
Let's go.
That makes way more sense. But anyways, that's just fucking long power hour. Sorry, listen, we don't normally get political, but me and Andrew don't care. But yeah, we had to. Fucking, there was an assassination attempt.
It was crazy.
Fucking craziest thing. So people, before you come in, you guys vote this. We don't vote anyway. We're fucking stuck in Canada. We don't vote. And if we did vote, I vote with whoever has more.
I support your right to
WWEs.
vote, and you can choose whoever you want.
Yeah.
Like I know who I'm voting for. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but I'm just going to give you the facts.
I support.
You can write me in on the ballot if you want.
Dan.
If you have a write-in space, you can write me in on the ballot if you want. I don't care.
Dan, I hope whatever happens works out in your favor, because you got to live there and you got to deal with it.
Yeah.
So I hope it works out for you.
I always choose any kind of political party and person who has more backing by more WWE superstars. Past,
one of them is in the WWE fucking Hall of Fame. I will say that.
Yeah, but who's... Listen, I haven't heard Stone Cold weigh in yet, so I'm just saying if the Rattlesnake comes
Nobody's heard from Stone Cold in a long time, by the way.
No, he was washing his chicken in a bath the other day.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he posted a video on Instagram. He's like, this is my cat. I love
washing my cock.
And then he's like, I maybe made that joke. I don't know. And then he's just like, he bathed his chicken.
Huh.
And it was a cute, and people were like, wow, Stone Cold's changed. You want to watch Stone Cold give his chicken a bath? Give me a hell yeah. Right? We're going to see where's Shawn Michaels lie? Or, I need to see some more
Chris Jericho
before I really. Where's Chris? Jericho. I think Jericho was at the insurrection, so we know where he is. Him and his wife. So
he's Canadian.
His wife is very much American, and she's a very outspoken MAGA supporter. She was. People always like, anytime he posts something, they're like, "Where was your wife January 6th?"
Wow.
That's funny.
She was there. But yeah, and that's it for the power. I'm back now, so we're gonna slowly get back things going.
Yeah, we're gonna get better mustaches.
Get sweatier as I'm currently building a new studio, so I'm in the bedroom, and you're welcome all for leaving the green screen up for you to
can't see his sex
do
dungeon.
With me what you will. So you can put me wherever you want. I forgot to turn it on. So that's it for the power hour. Listen, help us out. Get on Patreon, patreon.com/alientheorists. And we won't listen. We support the political party that donates to us the most.
Hold on. I'm interjecting here.
Uh-huh.
I got a theory of the week.
Oh, okay.
On a power hour.
Wow.
Change things up.
Wow.
Aaron Miklusak.
Okay.
Butchered last name, but he just posted a fucking wicked family photo wearing an ATT tarp.
Yeah, at Rendlesham,
kids got fucking alien faces. Family looks good. Everything looks good. Tarp looks good. It's a good picture. And where is he too? He's in Kecksburg.
Oh, Kecksburg.
Yeah, Kecksburg UFO. That's where it is.
Kecksburg. Let's go.
That's a good UFO.
So Aaron's the theory of the week.
Yeah.
Hey, cheers, Aaron. Thank you so much.
It's extra special because we haven't done theory of the week in fucking forever.
That's a good one though. Yeah. Listen, you want a theory of the week? You fucking go buy some of our merch and wear it to cool places. Yeah. That's an easy way to get it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, hey, listen, support our podcast, support our little show, help us continue to do what we do. We're working on some more cool stuff. Again, it's just been a crazy year with everyone moving, and it just seems like we haven't caught a break of normalcy. But I think, knock on wood, it's coming back now. So hopefully, you're going to see more of us, more cool shit. That's all she wrote tonight. Keep those eyes on the skies. Peace.
Back-to-school savings are officially in session at Tanger Outlets. Shop tax-free August 2nd through 6th and save up to 70% off the latest school styles. The best of apparel, footwear, accessories, and more. Save at Nike Factory Store, American Eagle, Gap Outlet, Crocs, Under Armour, Banana Republic Factory, and hundreds more. There's always something happening. Discover the latest fun and events all season long. Tanger Outlets, your savings destination.